that there is at least the potential for some strong thunderstorms as we head through the late night hours, and we'll continue to watch this area very, very closely. On the satellite perspective, again, you'll see our mid-level disturbance that was across western Arkansas this time yesterday has pushed on into Mississippi, and that's where we're finding most of the cloud-to-ground lightning strikes as we work our way into the late night hours. And plenty of thunderstorms here, folks, and some of them have been severe. Not seeing as many severe reports, but just as we suspected, strong to severe thunderstorms likely in the late evening, and then more of a heavy rain event expected as we work our way into the overnight. And that is a primary concern as we head into central and northern areas of Mississippi. Again, earlier on we had some stronger thunderstorms into central areas of Mississippi, even extending up into eastern Shelby County of Tennessee. A lot of the real strong thunderstorms are weakening, but again, we're left with the potential for some very heavy rainfall across this area. This area of low pressure isn't going to move very quickly, and because dew points are so high, in some cases in the upper 60s and lower 70s across this region, tremendous amount of available moisture to squeeze out of those clouds, and that's going to mean the potential for some flooding, unfortunately, in some areas. There are some flash flood warnings in effect heading on into, say, Montgomery County, on into Mississippi, as well as a few other counties, so be sure and watch the crawl at the bottom of your screen for any information to see if there's anything you need to watch out for in your area. This is what it did heading into the Texarkana area into southwestern Arkansas, and looking at the radar estimate precipitation, you can see up and over 10 inches. In fact, here are some scenes from situation there into southwestern Arkansas, and we'll be watching for the potential for a lot of rising water here into portions of Mississippi. A quick peek at current temperatures all across the southeast. I showed you the dew points. It's very mild. It's very muggy, very, very humid in this section of the nation. A little more comfortable into the northeast, and out to the west, maybe a little too cool for your liking. Warren?
Well, as we look at the western
The northeast looking pretty good. Nice night for you, nice morning for you, but you will run into some fog. Philly on southward and through D.C. Count on that all the way down through the Appalachians and into the mountains of North Georgia. Some foggy conditions. In and around Memphis, some of that rain will continue as well as across most of the state of Mississippi. You'll see a shot at some showers and some thunderstorms, again, some of which may produce some heavier rainfall. Watching for the potential for strong storms overnight across the lower Great Lakes region, specifically from all around the Detroit area on through Chicago and Milwaukee, and we continue to watch the active weather into central Iowa. And then finally the rain continuing, just as Warren showed you, scattered showers in and around San Francisco, and as you head up across coastal areas of Oregon, some of that rain may get more persistent. Overnight lows, again, very mild across the east. We're going to be watching on Friday our front kind of falling apart as we head through the Great Lakes region for your Friday. Central southern plains, and notice the 90s all the way into southern New England. Ouch.
It is going to be a hot one. Coming up, a peek at the weather picture for your morning commute.
Stay with us for Travel Wise right after your local forecast.
Severe weather is intense. We are
using the so-called love.
Moisture stretches on eastward in Hartford, New York City, Philadelphia, Atlantic City, D.C. Could easily see temperatures reaching into the lower 90s. A few 100s as we head into the central and southern plain states into West Texas. The coolest air again concentrated across the west. But notice what happens as we head through the weekend. We do see some moderation in temperature in the northwest and also into the valleys of California. So after you've had temperatures a good 10, 20 degrees below average, things will gradually warm up throughout the course of the weekend. I told you about the northern branch of the jet stream kind of easing southward, so we may see some cooler air spilling in out of Canada, and that may lead to highs only in the 50s up around the arrowhead of Minnesota and the extreme northern Great Lakes region, and keeping things in the 60s around the Great Lakes and northeast as we round things out for Tuesday. Low temperature patterns will look much like the highs. Warmer readings across much of the east, much cooler out to the west, and occasionally seeing that cool down across the Great Lakes and the northeast as we head on to early next week. A quick peek now at your weekend, and we start you out, of course, with Saturday. Talked about the heat here. It's going to be very, very warm. Just use some common sense if you're spending a lengthy time outdoors. A few showers and thunderstorms stretching from the Ohio River Valley into the northern plain states. The big balloon rally in Wisconsin Dells could see a few thunderstorms, much like what you're seeing this evening. 77 degrees for your Saturday. Again, another warm wind for Sunday in and around Wisconsin Dells, and also extending down into the lower lakes, and downright hot and muggy as we head further south. But the showers and thunderstorms kind of confined from the Ohio River Valley to points on northward, including portions of the northeast. Into Dublin, Ohio, you may see a few thunderstorms for the final round of the Memorial Golf Tournament there around Columbus. Scattered thunderstorms expected with highs around 83 degrees. When we return, the very, very latest on all the severe weather. We have tornado warnings as we head on into parts of Iowa. We'll be right back with the details.
Showers and thunderstorms are...
Powerful storms continue to churn across parts of the Midwest, and Chicago is still a potential target. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sharon Resultan.
Welcome to this edition of Weather Center. I'm Warren Madden. You also have the threat of flooding rains in the lower Mississippi River Valley as a big storm system moves eastward. As for the Northeast, look for a hot day on Friday. Temperatures in the 90s in some cases. We'll get to that, but first, tonight's storms. Wow, it is a nasty night.